So, welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager for a pretty important episode in our Pro Cyclist mode. The start of Season 3 and our first day at Soudal Quickstep. Just to remind you, these are my stats at the moment. 75 flat stat, not exactly great at climbing, but with 78 cobblestone, 77 sprint stat and 72 hill stat, I reckon we're pretty good for the Sprint Classics. But as you can see, Soudal Quickstep is not Flanders Baloise. It's a strong team with strong riders around us, which means that we might not be leader everywhere. For example, unlike at our previous team, we're definitely not the best sprinter in this team. That is Tim Merlier. So I'm not sure how much leadership we'll get in sprint stages. But as you can see, I am quite confident that we should be leader in cobble classics because, well, we're the best cobble rider in this team. Maybe in the likes of Gent-Wevelgem, the team looks at Merlier, but in all the other pure cobble races, we should be the one they look at. So in the end, I'm actually quite happy with the team choice of Soudal Quickstep, and I reckon we'll get some cool victories here. Anyway, I guess it's time for the season preparation then, starting off with the calendar. Firstly, we actually won't be racing too much in January. Our first races are in the Middle East, so AlUla Tour, Tour of Oman, that combination. When it comes to the route, there's quite a few sprints in these races, so that does fit us. Now, of course, after the Middle East, it's all about the classics for us, starting off with opening weekend, Omloop, Kuurne, Le Samin as well, Nokere Koersen, Bredene Kokzijde, Sanremo, De Panne, E3, Gent-Wevelgem, Dwars door Vlaanderen, and the Tour of Flanders. And of course, Geldeprijs and Roubaix. So yeah, we're basically doing every single cobble classic you can think of. But also on our planning, the Giro d'Italia. Because while we are still a rookie in the peloton, I'd say our level is sufficient to try and go for a Giro stage win. And maybe, if I can dream a little bit, the Ciclamino jersey. After the Giro, I go back to Belgium for some Belgian races and the national championships. But I gotta say, while I want to become Belgian champion, there's a realistic chance that Quickstep will force me to work for Merlier in this sprint race. Lastly, from August onwards, I'm not sure this will actually be my calendar because I'm not sure I want to ride a second Grand Tour this season. But as you can see on the right top, I'm running out of points to change my calendar, so I need some more of those before I can shape these last few months of our year. So yeah, basically from August onwards is work in progress. Okay, next up we have to talk about our winter preparation. How good did we train in the winter and at what point do we want to be in shape? Honestly, if I think about it, we're not starting our season at the Tour Down Under with top form. That's not what we want, but our first goal in the season is kind of at the end of February, Omloop at Nieuwsblad, so I reckon I'll go for the middle ground, a good preparation without getting too excited, roughly 75 to 80 fitness. Hopefully I made the right choice there. Anyway, we know what races we're gonna ride this season, but which races are we actually going to target? I love this part of the season preparation. Like, we know the most important part of our season is the cobble classics, and I think I'll just put target A objectives on the entirety of those cobble classics. So for example, target A objective number 1 on Roubaix, the second one on RVV, and the other one on the week before that. On paper, we should be in great form on every single one of the most important cobble classics. But this also means we can't be in perfect form for the likes of Omloop, which I'm okay with. But actually, I think the Giro d'Italia is gonna be the biggest struggle because, well, the first 2 weeks of the Giro are the most important part for us because that's where the most sprint stages are. But as you can see, it's impossible to put a target A objective during the Giro because our pro cyclist is basically still recovering from the cobble classics. Now, what is possible is putting a target B objective on the final week of the Giro. That way, we should be in okay form during the Giro. But I think it's fair to say that combining the classics and the Giro in Pro Cyclist mode on PCM is not exactly the perfect combination. Now, we could also change our cobble classics fitness peak a little bit by removing the Paris-Roubaix week. For example, like that, which allows us to take a target B objective and put it during the second week of the Giro. Like, it's far from ideal for Paris-Roubaix, but I think it's the middle ground we have to go for. Now, I said it before, I'm not 100% sure I'll ride the Vuelta, but for now, that's also one of my big objectives. Target A objective, I reckon in the first week of La Vuelta, I reckon that's basically perfection for us. That's what our season looks like. Next up, on the right, when it comes to our weekly training, I reckon I'll just go for cobble training every single week because I just want to improve my cobble stat now. Because, well, the end goal of the series is still trying to win Paris-Roubaix because at 78 cobble, that will be quite hard. I would like to see that going up in the 80s quite soon. Anyway, that was our season preparation, so let's gradually move towards our first race. So, AlUla Tour, 5-day stage race in Saudi Arabia, starting off with a couple of sprint stages that also include some exposed wind zones, so that should be fun. Stage 4 is definitely the GC stage. It's got a 3.4 kilometer climb at 10.7%, but a versatile sprinter maybe can get over it. I'm hoping. But this final stage is definitely a sprint stage, some gravel, but I don't think that will have an impact. So yeah, simply a lot of opportunities for a sprint victory. Oh my god, especially when we see the start list, we are by far the best sprinter at this race, to the point that most of the favorites are teammates. So yeah, winning is not an option, it is a must. Oh, okay, objective win the stage, but also we gotta win the general classification, which that won't be easy. Anyway, a break of 3 riders up the road. We've got Antoine Huby in the peloton trying to keep the gap at roughly 2 minutes 30. He's our climby type and we are the favorite, so I feel like I need to do the work in the peloton. But actually, a tiny problem. We just joined Soudal Quickstep, so I don't actually know the stats of half my team. Lonardi, Van Geluwe, Milan Menten. I don't know what their sprint stat is. Okay, last 7.5 kilometers. Van Geluwe can go all out. We've got myself sitting in the wheel of Menten, Van Dijk as second last man, and Lamperti as third last man. I could be underrating that rider, but I guess we'll find out when we know his stats. Lamperti can launch right now on 99. We got NHL on everybody. Forgot a bit too late on my lead out itself, but I don't like the fact that this is going slightly uphill because it's actually ruining our energy. So let's lower that towards 90. I don't want to lose my red bar on my riders right now. We are lining the peloton up a little bit. Dainese almost in the wheel, 99 on Lamperti. Van Dijk can do 99 for now. No launch sprint yet. We can launch a sprint with Van Dijk. Should I? Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Menten can go right now. Nasen in the wheel, Dainese in my wheel. I'm scared. I think I'll lose this one. A dolphin comes out of nowhere. I don't know who this man is, but Dauphin wins the race. I bottled it. I can't believe it. We bottled our first race. We were the major favorite, and we're not even on the podium. In the end, we finished 5th. That is quite a disappointing result, but hey, it's our first race. We're a little bit rusty. We gotta work our way in. But I gotta say, I've got no clue who this dolphin character is. By the way, before we continue, this video is sponsored by Zwift, the go-to training app that makes indoor cycling a lot more enjoyable. And right now they're hosting their first ever sale on the Zwift Ride with Kicker Core. You can get $100 off through the link in the description. And on top of that, make sure to use the code POWERUP to get an additional 5% discount. Very important, use both the link and the code. Anyway, back to the video. Actually, come to think of it, the second stage could be the key for us to win GC because yes, it's a sprint stage, but it's got a giant exposed wind zone, and if we can split up the peloton in that segment, dropping the tiny climbers, we might have a large enough gap for stage 4, the GC stage, not to matter anymore. So I don't just want to win this stage, I want to destroy the peloton doing so. Because to be honest, seeing the favorites list, we have the team to do this. Okay, it's time to use the wind because we're in the exposed wind zone at the front of the peloton and we're gonna push a little bit. The wind is coming from... It's a bit of a headwind. That's actually not perfect for Echelons. Well, I say that, but looking at the peloton, I do think splits are about to occur. Let's up it towards 95 because yes, peloton of 50 riders and the rest is gone. So Echelons bonanza here. Is bonanza a word? If not, it is now. Okay, final couple of kilometers on this Echelon segment. I want to go up to 99 with Lamperti. I want to try and explode the group a little bit more and see if I can drop maybe half of it suddenly. That would be nice. Does that happen? Couple of riders off the back, that's exactly what we were looking for. Menten takes over on 85, and we got a group of 35 now, so that is perfection. Actually, rider by rider, people are dropping. 15 people in the front echelon now, but we only have 2 riders with energy, so that is the risk we are taking at the moment, but as long as the tiny climbers are gone, I'm kind of happy. Gotta say, this is definitely the best case scenario. 15 people in the group, still 1 minute 30, and it's only 8 kilometers to go. So Tim van Dijk is still left for the lead out. I'll actually take over with Milan Menten in doing the work at the front of the peloton, right? Oh, we've got to move. Jay Vine's still here. I forgot about that climber, but I need to make sure I catch that man. So I will set up a bit of a train right now on, let's say, 75, and let's try and catch Jay Vine because that is actually a dangerous rider for GC. But actually, looks like Mr. Dolphin himself is coming to the rescue to help us out, so I'm liking that. There we go, last 2.5 kilometers. Van Dijk in the wheel, ready to do the lead out. Vine about to be caught. We shall launch our lead out with Van Dijk right now. Nasen in the wheel. There we go. We've got Dainese looking really good. What was that? My man just slowed down to the tempo of a turtle, but we still got a chance. We've still got a chance. Come on. No, we don't. We just don't, and Van Dijk, I need to slow you down in the hopes that I can podium with Nasen, and I don't. We even lose the bonus seconds there. In the last kilometers, Benji just lost every speed he had for absolutely no reason. Like, I don't know how to feel after that stage, because on paper, we gotta destroy people in these sprints, and it's just not happening, but on the other side, GC-wise, This was a fantastic stage. Anyway, the conclusion is quite simple. We gotta start winning these sprint stages. Because, well, our manager is once again not very happy with us, understandably. Anyway, you know what they say, third time's the charm, stage 3, this is gonna be our victory. Ouch, starting off with a -2 on the day, and half of our team is actually in the same boat, so not a fantastic start. Anyway, 13k to go, break has been caught, slightly uphill segment before we get to the actual flat sprint, so we gotta keep that in mind. Lamperti is our lead out because with a +2, he's undoubtedly the best choice. Last 2.5 kilometers on the uphill segment right now. Is 95 too much? I don't think it is actually. Lamperti perfectly. Am I gonna launch with Lamperti already? I reckon I will. Lamperti goes right now. Nasen in the wheel. Is that a mistake? That's a mistake. I am bleeding red bar right now. I am bleeding red bar. Van Gestel in the wheel. We've got Flynn on the right. Are we going to win still? Are we going to win still? I reckon we still win. Come on, Benji. Come on, Benji. Yes, yes, yes. Benji Nasen takes his first victory at Soudal Quickstep. Gotta say, I was scared a little bit in that final 2 kilometers because our red bar was going down so quickly that we had nothing left with a kilometer to go. But no one else had either, so we looked good in the end and we have our victory. But I'm wondering, where are we in GC now? Second, on 4 seconds of Alberto Dainese, a pure sprinter, so I reckon we're looking pretty damn fantastic when it comes to GC right now. Especially when a rider like Jay Vine, who is the better climber, is on 48 seconds of us. We should be able to defend that. And actually, it's our first day at this team that our manager is actually happy with us, so that's great. And like, it's not like the GC stage of AlUla Tour is the most epic stage either. There is a climb, a steep climb with about 5 to 10 kilometers to go, but I reckon we should be able to survive, to be honest. Now, as you can see, we're actually not the best rider on our own team for this race, so hopefully the team does still support my GC ambitions. Because, well, I think I will need my team if I want to win GC here. Okay, looks like we do have mostly leadership. Antoine Huby, not exactly working for me, but the rest of the team is, so that's nice. Now, of course, on this stage, I would like to take the leader's jersey from Dainese, but also the points classification, because there's only 1 point difference right now. Okay, 15k to go. We've actually got a really good day, a +2, so 75 Hillstad. We should be able to survive this stage and actually compete for the victory. So let's do exactly that. Might train to the front of the peloton for positioning purposes. I'm not going to push on the climb. I'm just going to try and survive. There we go. The climb has begun. Harat Uwairit, 3.4k, 10.7%. That is steep, but we are managing. Vine's making a move. Vine's making a big move on the left side of the road. Giovanni Lonardi is doing his absolute best to try and equal that tempo, which is not super easy. There goes the Vine attack. I'm okay with him attacking. I just don't want him to get a huge gap. Lonardi keeps on going on 95. Gradually close that down, buddy. Gradually close that down. And Jay Vine is being caught. Zukovsky now going. Let's lower it towards 85. We've got Van Geluwe left for the next move, so let's try and switch right now. Lonardi can protect him. We've got a 5-man train left, doing okay. Zukovsky with a tiny gap. There goes Vine again. 95 on Van Geluwe. Come on. Keep it closed, keep it closed, keep it closed. We are still basically in the wheel. Tiny gap there, 10 seconds, but we've got a bunch of riders here. Not exactly with energy though. There we go, last 4 kilometers, about to catch Vine and Svestad Bartseng. We've got 3.5k to go with limited energy on our team, to be honest. 99 on Menton right now. We've got Van Dijk ready to do something. Won't launch yet. Now switching towards 99 on Van Dijk. Lamperti in the wheel looking okay. Come on, Lamperti. Not yet right now. Nasen in the wheel looking perfect in launch right now with a K to go. We've got Dainese right here still. We get the bonus seconds and the victory though, so we are the new leader of the AlUla Tour. Benji Nasen strikes again. The second I saw we had 75 Hillstad, I knew that we could win the stage and I knew we could take the GC lead, and that's exactly what we do. There we go, our boy on the podium in that green leader's jersey. 6 seconds on Dainese, 43 on Sean Flynn, so we're cooking. And as I hoped for, also leading the points classification as well. After losing stage 1 and stage 2 out of a position of being the absolute favorite, that was a bit worrying, but stage 3 and 4, it's nice to bring them home. But GC is not over yet. We've got 6 seconds on Dainese with 1 sprint stage left. And like, obviously, once again, the absolute favorite, but next to wanting to win the stage, the second priority is making sure Dainese does not get 6 bonus seconds on us. Because, well, I want to win the entirety of the AlUla Tour. Okay, last 12 kilometers. Unsurprisingly, the gravel sector in this stage didn't do anything, so we're looking towards a simple mass sprint. Lonardi leading the team at the moment. Van Dijk is going to be our lead out today because Lamperti ain't looking great with that -3. Entering the last 4 kilometers, we are losing so much red bar. Was this slightly uphill? Yes, it was. Ooh, bit of a mistake. I will have to lower it towards 95 for a second here. And now Van Heerlen not on 99 yet, 95. Let's see if we can replenish a little bit of that red bar or at least save it for the last sprint because that was not ideal. We're replenishing red, so that is nice. Last 2.5 kilometers, Tudor on our left, 99 on Van Heerlen. Van Dijk can you launch already? It is slightly uphill again, so no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go 95. Tudor will have a better lead out on the right. Van Dijk goes right now. Nasen in the wheel. Come on. We gotta beat Dainese. We gotta beat Dainese. There goes Nasen. We're not gonna beat Zeilard, I think. We're not gonna beat Zeilard. Zeilard's gonna be winning our Sean Flynn. We're gonna finish third, but we are securing GC in this race. So while we do lose an unlosable stage, we end up winning GC. I can be happy with that. There we go then. We won the AlUla Tour. On paper, we should have won more than 2 stages, but I think we can't complain too much. GC and 2 stage wins, that's a solid result. And well, our manager definitely agrees with that. And as you can see on the left bottom, we are leveling up to level 13. This upgrade doesn't come with an improvement of attributes, but we do get a skill point and access to the Tour de France, which actually isn't relevant yet for us. Now, where do I spend my skill point? I reckon I'll go with Stealth, which is a skill I haven't used much in Pro Cycling Manager ever, but I think it allows me to attack in the likes of cobble races without the opponents immediately responding to me, which could be useful. Anyway, we finished the AlUla Tour, and now it's time for 6 days in Oman, starting off with a 1-day race, the Muscat Classic. But while in real life this is almost always a reduced bunch sprint, the game actually thinks it's going to be a puncher race, so that's not great for our leadership leverage, because as you can see, Pepe in Reinderink might be the leader of the team here. But I do think if the race turns out to be a reduced sprint, we've still got a chance. Okay, starting off with bad news, roll teammate. Objective, work at the head of the group for 25 kilometers, so I guess that's what I'm gonna do. But hey, after my work, I'll try to recover and then go for the race myself. There we go, work objective 100%, our work is complete. Oh, what is happening? 40k to go and my teammates are riding off the front, so there's nothing I can do right now. Anyway, my teammates have been caught, but attacks keep on coming and my energy is basically gone, so I think the race is already over for us. Yeah, 3 kilometers to go, out of yellow, out of red bar, completely off the back, so it's over. In the end, the winner is Kevin Vokelam, but I gotta say, my own team exploding the race, ruining me in the process, was probably not the best team strategy. Anyway, I'm glad we did our work in the peloton, 28 kilometers of pacing, so 18 XP. And that brings us to another 5-day stage race, the Tour of Oman, starting off with a sprint stage. After that, a stage that looks a lot like the Muscat Classic, followed by a versatile sprint stage, the Jabal Al-Aghdar mountain stage, which we won't do well on, but maybe on stage 5 we can survive the hills and fight for the stage? Maybe? Anyway, roughly 3 chances for a stage win. And to be honest, the competition is kind of beatable. Molano, Walsh, we are the favorite. Like, I do have to say, joining Quickstep and seeing a completely different team with the likes of Pavel Tsumpik, Czech talent, we've got Eddie Finet from, I think, Cofidis. We've got Gijs Leemreize in the team. Every team's so different now. But that is also the fun part about these careers and pro cyclists that last a long time, because you see the world around us changing left and right. Actually, about my team, I'm not sure who my lead out is. We've got a lot of climbers in Vervaeke, Leemreize, Masnada. Maybe Tsumpik or Verstringen have a sprint stat, but I actually don't know. Anyway, Emil Verstringen is going to be my lead out. I don't know if he can do it or not. I think he's a CX rider, so on paper, he's got a bit of punch, and that's what I'm counting on. Team could have at least given me a proper lead out here, Jesus. There we go, last 5 kilometers, Masnada can take over. Tsumpik in the wheel, we've got our lead out looking fine. And Echelons Nasen, we are cooking. Am I launching a little bit too early with Tsumpik? I don't think I am. Last 2.5 kilometers, Verstringen is ready to launch right now in these corners. Let's go. Nasen in the wheel, looking okay. Last kilometer incoming, we shall launch right now from the wheel. There goes Nasen. We've got Ewan on the left side. Walsh is doing the lead out for him, but Nasen might win. No, Linhart comes around. We take it! Yes! That was close. I was stressed, but we got the victory. There we go. Our man once again on the podium. But hey, we're not allowed to gloat too much because we were the favorites, so we did what we had to do. The question is, can we survive this puncher stage and also be competitive? Because the likes of Morgado, Isaac Del Toro are here, so that's some rough competition. Okay, 7.5 kilometers to go. 1 hill to go in this race, which means that if we survive that hill, we're looking good for a stage win. So I've got my train. Let's put Tsumpik at the front on. Let's not do 95. That's a bit overkill. I just need to survive at the front of the group here. Masnada can take over because he's a better climber. Let's do 90. Tsumpik out of the way. We've got moves by Henry van den Abele. We gotta try and follow that. And so far, we're looking good. 4k to go, almost at the top. Trying to save some red bar on myself because I want to get over this hill with energy. Vervaeke can actually take over on 99 over the top, maybe on the left side of the road. That way I can try and find my way to the front myself. That is good. We've got downhill run into the last 1-ish kilometers. So I reckon I can launch with Verstringer right now. So let's get in his wheel. Energy gel way too late. I am looking okay though, looking okay. Last kilometer. Let's launch right now with Nasen. We've got on the left side of the road Morgado. I don't think I'll beat him. Nah. Verstringer, is he gonna beat me for third? I don't want that, so sit up, buddy. There we go. He didn't sit up enough. We're gonna lose third. We finished fourth in the end. To be honest, getting the bonus seconds there would have been irrelevant anyway, because there's no way I'm surviving the mountain stage on day 4. Anyway, just off the podium, and we are still leading GC for now. Now, stage 3 is also a puncher stage, but it looks a bit more like a versatile sprint stage, so I reckon our chances on this one are a little bit higher. Okay, objective, win the stage, so the pressure is on. Last 12 kilometers, 5-man sprint train, break about to be caught, and this time it's Eddie Finney as our lead out, because why not? I just have to make sure that I don't go too fast on the small uphill segments here, because those are the ones that can hurt my sprinter. Sumpik is looking good to go 90 maybe on this segment, but I don't want to lose any red on Benji here, so let's try and look out for that. Ooh, we are losing red. Let's lower it towards 85. There we go. Almost over that small hill. Yes, we are now. It's flattening out again, gaining red bar once again, but we've got too many riders in our train now. Let's switch towards Louis Vervaeke. Sumpik is done for. 4th position, looking fantastic. Energy gel on myself. Last 4 kilometers incoming, and we've got Liam Walsh doing something. I don't know what that is. It's not an attack, it's pacing. Fausto Masnada's ready as well. It's a slightly uphill sprint, so I gotta keep that in mind. Masnada can now go on 95. Finney in the wheel, so we're doing quite well. 2.3 kilometers to go. I should probably go faster with Masnada on 99. Is that too much? That might be too much. I don't want to launch yet. Finney can launch. Nasen waits. And he goes. There we go. 1-2 for the team? Maybe. But one thing is certain, we win stage 3. Honestly, that was a pretty perfect final. But I'm pretty sure the next stage is gonna be the last stage where we are leading GC, because that mountain stage is coming. Wait a second, UAE Team Emirates, Del Toro, McNulty, Sivakov, and Morgado. 4 of the 5 favorites. Obviously, this medium mountain finish, Jabal Al-Aghdar, does not fit me at all, so I am losing the lead here, but I kind of want to try and defend it. Now, -1 on the day, not exactly the start I was hoping for, but I am quite shocked that I've got teammates to control here, because we are nowhere near the favorites for this mountain stage, and multiple teammates of ours are actually better here, so I was expecting them to be leader. Anyway, I'm not complaining. There we go, Jabal Al-Aghdar, and UAE is already flaming it at the front of the peloton. That is sad. 7 kilometers to go, 9.9%, so very steep. We've got to move. Molano is making a move. I think he's just hard pacing. Durbridge trying to follow that. I'm just trying to keep myself in the middle of the peloton. I can't energy-wise afford to be at the front. Oh god, now Sivakov is pacing and the tempo goes up significantly. I'm literally dropping. I cannot follow that tempo. I'm getting cooked. Last 2 kilometers, I'm going 99 until the line. Gotta be honest, Masnada, Vervaeke, and Leemreize is sitting in the wheel waiting to help me. Is useless right now, and we are definitely dropped now. There's gaps in the peloton, gaps of 45 seconds, etc. So we are losing GC. There we go, finally crossing the line, 2 minutes 20 after the winner, Isaac Del Toro. Yeah, I don't think my team should have gone for me today. Oh my god, UAE didn't just win the stage, they got first, second, third, and fourth on this, so that's mad. And well, we dropped gigantically to 33rd in GC, actually higher than I expected, but still not great. But as you can see, our team manager had no expectations when it comes to GC, understandably, so he's still okay with it. Now, the sad part is, because we are not leader in the race anymore, I don't actually expect team support on this 5th stage, which is, in my opinion, a stage that I might be able to get over the climbs with, and if I do, then I can compete for the stage win. So yeah, I do hope I get some teammates here. This peloton is literally sprinting up this climb. How is my poor sprinty boy supposed to survive this? So far, he actually is, so that's a shocking part, but I hope I can survive the final climb, which is the most important one. Come on, Benji, hold on, some splits ahead of you, but you're still in the group, No, Fausto, I'm not working for you, I'm working for myself. I'm sorry, but 18 kilometers to go, my energy's looking pretty fantastic compared to my teammates. My team should be riding for me right now instead of riding for Verstringen. We just gotta make our way over this final climb, come on. Ola, Vervaeke is a teammate now, that's fantastic. We are spending so much energy though, let's do 93, 94, something like that. I just gotta get to the descent. If I can make it to the descent, I'm good. Hold on for dear life. Ooh, there's a gap. It's 2 UAE riders, McNulty and Morgado, so that's not likable. Can I get Vervaken over this climb with me so that he can descend fast towards them and close the gap? Oh, I don't like this. Last 6.5 kilometers. I'm in a second group as we speak. I'm trying to follow for dear life. Come on. Hold on 90. They're closing down the UAE, boys. That is fantastic. Come on, Dinham. Break it down for me. Break it down. I just need to try and follow until the sprint. Last 2.5 kilometers. I don't think it's going to happen. Our energy is literally not there. Let's get to the wheel of Iking. Del Toro, maybe. Let's try to get to the wheel of Valgren. Holter. Let's try and do that. Come on. Follow the wheel. Follow the wheel. Follow the wheel. Let's try and sprint. We've got nothing. We've got absolutely nothing. It's going to be Morgado winning the stage. We do potentially finish top 3. Or Valgren, no, third. A good stage, but we just were not good enough by like a couple of percent. But I gotta say, that was a really fun stage. And actually, a pretty great stage race in total. We get a podium on the final day, 2 stage wins in total, and in GC we move up to 18th, so that's kind of not worth anything. But hey, I enjoyed it, and so did my team manager, so that's perfect. That brings us to 4 stage wins in total, 2 at AlUla and 2 at Oman, plus the GC at AlUla Tour. Gotta say, a pretty fantastic start to the season. But one thing is certain, the next episode should be even more fun, because we're starting the classics already. Omloop Nieuwsblad, Kuurne Brussel Kuurne, and so forth, so can't wait to do that. But for now, that's the end of today's video. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.